The cat got out, and there he goes.
Last time I saw him,
Kitty, come back here.
the cat was just a couple of blocks
Where
away.
are you going?
And yesterday, he took
I wonder where the
3 different
cat's
routes.
going.
I'm just not sure which direction.
Sometimes he
Why?
disappears for a really long time.
He's going all these different directions?
He's probably going to the next door neighbors, eating their cat food.
I really worry about him when he goes far away, doesn't come back for hours.
I hope she's not over playing with the neighbor's baby
Come
again.
on, Kitty. Where's my kitty cat? Don't go over there.
The Cat Tracker Project is a collaboration between the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences, North Carolina State University, and a couple of other international collaborators. That started off as just a way to figure out exactly where cats are going when they're let outside and allowed to roam, and it's expanded to also look at their diet and personality. Most of the cats that we've tracked are from the Triangle area of North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, but we've also tracked cats, a pretty good number in the northeast of the United States, and then some scattered tracking also around the rest of the states. And there's also partner projects in Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. We used a very lightweight and inexpensive GPS unit called an I-Got-You sports logger. We have the cats wear these in a harness, and they send in data to us about every 3 minutes while the cats are outside. There were definitely some cats who did not want to put on the GPS device. It usually would take a day or two for the cats to acclimate, and they might have kind of a drunken walk because their balance gets thrown off really easily, even by the light weight of the GPS and the harness. But most of them were able to get used to it after a couple of days and go about their lives as normal.
Cats are different than dogs in that they're sort of reluctantly serving at their owner's will. By sharing information about how they're using the environment by wearing this GPS, which is probably an annoyance and they probably don't like it, but it's another way for them to sort of reluctantly make their owners happy. We were interested in studying cats because we were concerned about the impact they might be having on native populations of birds and small mammals. And what's interesting is if you look in the literature, you see a lot of different things kind of all over the board about this. There's some studies that show a lot of concern that the cats are killing many, many millions or even billions of animals. But then there's other studies that show no impact actually on the prey populations. And so it seemed that we could collect new data working with citizen scientists to try to address some of these sort of black holes in the literature.
It's really great to have the public be able to participate in science, and it allows us to collect way more data than we'd be able to otherwise. Our initial big goal was to track 1,000 cats, and we've tracked 154 in the US study and several hundred more throughout the other countries that are involved. I'd say the level of enthusiasm among the participants in the project has been about an 8 out of 10. People are just really excited to be a part of the project. There are a couple of fun stories that we saw from looking at the GPS data. There was one cat who was frequenting several other households aside from the one where their owners lived. One in particular that was going to 3 or 4 different houses on a very regular basis. It was very obvious in the tracks. We call these cheating cats. They're cheating on their owners a little bit, going other places to get another snack or maybe some dinner.
The tracking data shows us how big of an area these cats are using in the week that they're tracked, and most of them are really tiny. They're a few hectares. Basically what that is a few houses on either side of their house in their neighborhood. What we do find is a small percentage of cats, maybe less than 5% of the cats, go really far. And this happens in the United States, in the UK, in Australia, New Zealand. All these places, the results are basically the same. The few cats that go really far are always young. The old cats are never going far. So that gives us an idea that if they're killing animals, birds and mammals, that their impact is going to be very local. It's going to be in their backyard, in their neighborhood. And so most of the birds in most of these places are pretty common. But if you have situations where you have a rare bird living near houses, for example, some of the beach nesting birds, then you could have a real concern that these cats, there could be a lot of these cats going out and hunting these birds close to houses, and that's where we should focus our conservation efforts. The first generation of GPS cat trackers that we used were great, but the details of what they were doing around their home was kind of fuzzy because the resolution wasn't very good. For this reason, we've been working on a new generation of cat tracking devices. It's going to be higher resolution and more accurate to show us exactly where the cats are going. And secondly, we're adding an accelerometer sensor, which will allow us to see what the cats are doing and hopefully map out exactly how often they hunt and where those hunts occur. What we're finding is isotopes aren't the best tool to see how many wild animals cats kill. For one thing, they're kind of fuzzy in showing us what they're actually eating. And for the other thing, of course, cats can kill animals and not eat them. So that's why we really want to have this high-resolution GPS and accelerometer collar that will let us see when the cats are actually doing hunts. The more we study what pet cats do when they're outside, the more we realize that outside isn't really the best environment for a domestic cat. And we see this, for example, when the GPS tracks are crossing the roads all the time. This is obviously a high risk for cats to get hit by cars. And other work has shown that there's a lot of predators out there, whether you're talking about coyotes or even owls are, eating a lot of cats. And really, these predators are becoming more and more common in our urban areas. And so combination of these things, really suggests that whether you're concerned about the birds that your cat might be eating or the life of your cat itself, keeping it indoors is probably a better idea.
During the study, we didn't have any cats who were participating come to any harm.
No cats were harmed in the process of this research, but I have to admit, there were some cats that were brushed. We had to get the hair samples for the isotopes, and so some cats were brushed to get the hair samples.